Bum, 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 bum. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Hello and welcome. This is F and Jimmy. Boom, boom. And this is Choke. Boom, boom,
Winner
boom.
of the Drop the Bell
Boom, boom,
Wrestling Fantasy
boom,
League of last season.
boom, boom,
And
boom, boom.
Bat Rastard
Choreo
and Gogi Jones, and this is the new fall classic Wrestling Fantasy League for DropTheBelt.com.
What WrestleMania was it?
It was number 30.
God, I don't know why I couldn't even remember that.
Really?
I thought it was 31 or something. I don't know.
Wow.
It was in New Orleans. That's
Yes.
probably why I can't remember it. So we'll leave out the non-wrestling related events that we did out there. A lot of it was spent in the bathroom for me and Goki Jones, which
Yeah, and
you definitely don't want to know more about that.
started the WrestleCon, right? Or what's it called?
The first thing we went to actually was Access.
Access.
Right? The first wrestling thing we went to was Friday night,
Man, that's
or
right.
Friday morning, afternoon, Access. What did you think of Access?
It was pretty good. Started off with when you step into when we finally found where Access was because the convention center was humongous.
Yeah.
You know, it had the WrestleMania signs, all the trademarks that WWE's ever posted, just all over, just shining and listening to theme music.
Trademarks.
And then that's just going through the entrance, and then when you step through, there's like lines for, Cesaro and the Bellas in one end, and
But the lines were insanely long for those for the
Yeah.
most part. I was a
and it
little
was timed.
disappointed in that.
It was timed. It's like once time was up, then they switched to the other superstars.
Yeah, so sometimes you could stand in line for an hour and a half to meet Cesaro, and the next thing you know, Fandango's sitting up there.
Yeah.
And
Or-
you just wasted an hour and a half sitting there. So I wasn't I wasn't a fan of that. I was expecting a little more out of that.
Mm-hmm.
There was a ring set up in the back.
Yep.
Where
People just lined up. They had like a couple of rows of chairs, but the rest of them, and some places like camera side they did.
it was never difficult
But
to
not-
get a good spot.
But
there.
but where we were at, we had to stand. Like the rest of everybody else had to just stand and watch, and just seeing it was exciting.
Yeah. Then who are some of the guys we saw?
Was it Tyler Breeze?
That's the first person.
That's all I can remember. I was like,
We saw the Ascension defend their tag titles.
okay,
We saw Adrian Neville defend
Yes.
the world title, right? Yep. We saw Sami Zayn. So, do you want to talk about the curse that you put on Daniel Bryan?
all right. I come up to the man. He signs a 8x10 photo of him, and I tell him you're gonna win the title tonight, or tomorrow night,
Or
Sunday night.
or Sunday night, whichever. It was one of the two.
one of the two?
Yeah,
You probably did say tomorrow night.
I probably did. But he said yep, and I just told him good luck, and so he won.
It can't be denied. Right after you met Daniel Bryan, yes, he won the title, but then his career, his life, went into a complete free fall. It's at some point you're gonna realize it's not coincidence.
I still don't believe.
What's a high five now, huh?
So overall, what did give your overall impression of Access?
I give it a 9.
A 9 out of 10.
Yep.
You did the Undertaker.
The walk
Entrance, too.
around.
Death Valley, weighing 299 pounds, The Undertaker!
WrestleCon,
Yes.
and basically you got to meet old WWE superstars that
When we were
have since
kids.
retired or are now on other promotions. We waited how long for you to meet Bret Hart?
4 hours.
And you paid how much?
$85.
Wow. Was it worth it?
Yeah.
How's it going, Brett? Guys, we all walk out that way. Good, good. Yeah. Been a long time fan of yours. Two people skipping in front of me. Yeah, I started watching wrestling when you were rising from the industry. I got you. I started watching. Spend more time. Yeah. All of you. Thank you guys. Thank you, Brett.
How many times have you met Bret Hart?
Like 3 or 4 times over.
And we all thought that this was the special occasion, you meeting him for the first time. I thought it was. That's the whole reason I wanted it. I thought it was worth waiting all that time. I never would have waited that long.
We saw Mickey James.
How was that?
That was alright.
Oh, just all right.
See you soon, okay? Good, I thought of the ticket. Hello. Good, how are you? Good.
Can I get a photo?
Then Velvet Sky and Angelina Love.
Yeah,
That was good.
Beautiful people.
I'm screaming because my hair's on fire.
Feel free to pick wherever you want to sign.
It burns. Look at Madison. Oh my god. It's totally my outfit.
Did you know when I came back, how many people would come up to me with the book open like this? Like, can you sign your picture? I was like, it's not me.
Sweet. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Oh, you got it? Yeah, thanks.
Not much. I'm glad you got it.
Me too. Yep.
Well, it's-
Basically paid a couple $100 probably for you to meet and get autographs and spent more at WrestleCon than probably you did the rest of the entire weekend.
too much.
And then at night we had a WrestleCon wrestling show, which was awesome.
What was it called? $5.
$5 wrestling. Yeah. And we saw the likes of Kevin Steen, who else?
Christopher Daniels and
Yeah,
Kazarian.
Kazarian, yeah. There were some older guys.
Yeah, Cobana.
Cole Cabana, yeah, you wrestled some old guy. Who was it?
Jeff Jarrett.
I-
Cookie Jones'
yeah.
favorite wrestler is Slapnuts.
My comment stands. So Sunday, obviously, was WrestleMania.
Right.
Everyone who's watching the podcast or this video knows
Then we
what
went there.
happened there. Any special moments from WrestleMania that you want to?
The Undertaker loss.
Yeah, that was
the
incredible.
biggest.
That was my favorite moment ever at a live WWE event.
Yep.
Because it was a deafening silence. Not a soul in there could believe that the Undertaker actually had taken the line.
Yes.
You're wearing your hero shirt right now. So what
Before.
did you think
honestly,
when it happened?
I honestly believed that he was going to kick out, and when I repeated it every time he made the count, and I thought that it was going to quit, but he made the 3 count, and that just shut me up.
Yeah. And I mean, were you sad? Did you cry?
Almost.
Almost. Next night, we attended the Raw out there as well. Not much memorable. I mean, we had good seats on that. It was a good show
view.
also.
Real good view. Apparently, there's another curse that I've caused with the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh yes, how could I forget? Yes, you see another hero of yours. Is he a hero of yours?
Yes.
Was he a hero of yours? I'm sorry.
As a little kid, yes.
Yeah. So you got to see him come out in
Uh-huh.
his what would be his final ring appearance.
Yes.
And talk, and somehow there must have been some sort of connection there between you two, and the Jimmy curse took effect again. And we got home the very next day.
I'm driving. I'm going up to my driveway, and then next thing I get a text from Choke saying that Ultimate Warrior is dead, and then 5 seconds later,
Goki
Goki
Jones
Jones
tweeted.
LOL. So Believe the
Jones,
nose.
yes. Gogi Jones, the most ecstatic person in the universe.
Loves
I'm
death.
happy about Ultimate
He
Warrior
loves
Death.
death. That's the man.
And then from that point forward, Daniel Bryan's life as well took a complete downturn.
For the time being.
Yeah, he lost the title. He might not ever come back to wrestle again. All because he shook your hand. How does that make you feel?
It doesn't make me feel like, and not to be rude or nothing, because that's not the point.
That's not the point.
That's not the point. But I don't, it doesn't affect me.
The Raw After Mania always has some great chance to kind of get started in the crowd.
Yeah, the crowd, the anti-Cenas were singing the tune to Against Cena like they did with Kurt Angle.
See?
Yeah, sing it.
They're saying John Cena sucks. John Cena sucks.
And the best part about it was even after,
Yeah.
when you were walking down the streets with a gigantic crowd, walking through the streets of New Orleans,
Singing the
singing
tune.
John Cena sucks. Alright, so now let's move on to the season that just finished of Fantasy Wrestling, the SummerSlam season.
Okay.
So what happened in the Drop the Belt Fantasy League?
Well, Choke won the league this season.
That's right. Respect that.
And a lot of
How did you yourself let that happen? What were your own personal mistakes?
my personal mistakes were. I had Roman Reigns, I had Rusev, I had
And you still
Jack
lost?
Swagger.
The bottom of your squad had to have been terrible. Who was your least? Like, who got the least amount of points on your
Ryback.
Oh
Right
yeah,
back
you
to-
carried those two around for a long
Forever.
time. So what were some of the? Who was like the biggest disappointment, or what were some of the biggest disappointments this season as far as points?
Well, the huge one was Daniel Bryan getting hurt.
Absolutely. Yeah, he was a top. We drafted a little earlier, I think, because we drafted pretty much.
Well, no, he survived the pay-per-view before they took him out.
I don't think he survived until when the season started, though. Like the day the season started.
Yeah, because it
People
was.
pretty much knew he was going to be gone for a while.
That's right.
I think the
I know
Wyatts,
there's-
all the
The
Wyatts,
Wyatts, yeah, they're just
Break
they
killed
get the
Yeah.
chance and then they lose and then they just
Yeah.
can't get the win.
they do decent,
Yeah.
but where they were drafted, they don't do
Yeah.
as well. Who were some surprises that you didn't necessarily think would get as many points?
The Usos.
The Usos for sure. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I won. So. See, I still don't know why you lost because you had Roman Reigns, who was number one.
Yeah,
and
they
you had
just didn't.
Rusev, who was in the top 5.
Right
Right back, so that's right. How can I forget?
I also have Bo Dallas being he was undefeated throughout the season.
Was he?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts throughout the season? Did you come in second at least?
No, I came in fourth.
You came in fourth?
Fourth by one lousy point.
Who else did you lose to?
I lost to this bastard over here
Choreo
by 1 point.
by 1 point. I feel like having Roman Reigns and Rusev.
They were just not getting enough.
Those two
they
were
weren't
getting enough?
they weren't doing enough. And plus, some of the other guys that I had were doing the same thing. They were all doing the same thing. They
Roman
all
Reigns had
all
600
did the same
and
thing.
Roman Reigns was the number one point getter in the entire league. In the entire game. You had number one. Just poor drafting.
Oh, I thought the Usos were.
You thought the Usos
I
were?
thought it was
You thought they were number one?
Yeah.
Two?
for some crazy reason.
Do you pay attention to the... Do you...
It's crazy.
I mean,
It's crazy.
How often do you check the top wrestlers of,
Like every one, like every other week. Every other week.
Other week.
Every other week.
So you're just a casual drop the belt player. Continuing our adventure from this past season, the Drop the Belt crew also attended the Raw after SummerSlam
Right.
here in Las Vegas.
Goki Jones is showing signals that are
I
disgusting.
thought he was showing you his balls. Is that what was happening?
That was disgusting. Yes. Oh, we got to see the brand new WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's one of the parts where we were on camera a lot.
yes.
Yeah, the world got to see the face that cursed the Ultimate Warrior and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
It's like just
Yeah. So now I'm gonna curse somebody else. Probably that.
you almost cursed Jake the Snake Roberts
Did I? Oh, yeah.
in a men's restroom a couple weeks ago. Or was that just? That was just last weekend.
Yes, it was. And I didn't touch him. I just saw him. Come on. I'm not that cursed.
Okay, yeah. We had a local wrestling event, FSW, Future Stars of Wrestling,
Yes.
out here at Silverton. Jake the Snake was there as a special guest. You followed him into the restroom.
I followed him.
Yeah?
I followed him. What the fuck?
Yeah, right?
No.
He followed you?
Yeah, because he came in after I was leaving.
Oh.
Oh.
And then what happened?
That's it.
Hole in the wall in one of the stalls.
That's it?
I just said hi. I said, "What's up, Jake?" And he said, "What's up?"
up?
I said,
That's cool.
"Come on."
Did you give him dap?
No.
Yeah. He doesn't deserve that. He just deserves a what's up. That's cool.
I didn't want to touch him because I didn't want to curse him any further than I just did.
So you're starting to believe in the Jimmy
No,
curse.
I'm not. I'm just trying to cover my ass.
Alright, so we're coming up upon the new season
Right.
of the Fantasy League.
Mm.
It's the new Fall Classic. It runs from September 22nd, which is the night after Night of Champions,
Yes.
and it goes up until the TLC pay-per-view.
Mm.
Oh man, I'm so excited for your answer.
Not Cena.
Well, you know, I don't want you to predict
Oh.
who I think is number one. Who do you think is number one? If you have the number one draft pick and right now you have to make it, who's your number one?
I have to go with between Cena and Reigns.
Let's move on to Cena though, since he's your kind of co-number one. Right now, Lesnar has a title.
Yes.
He just won it at SummerSlam. There's a lot of thought about is Lesnar going to hold on to it for a long time. Some people think he's going to hold on to it all the way until Mania. Some people think that Cena's going to win it just right here at Night of Champions on Sunday. So what are your thoughts on that?
I believe that I want to believe that Lesnar's gonna hold it all the way until Mania.
Yeah, you want to believe that.
Yeah.
But what do you truly believe?
It'll be a back and forth thing that Cena will take it, but then Lesnar will grab it back. The next.
How do
week.
you even do the storyline where Cena just takes it right back though at Night of Champions? Like, what's the storyline?
That he gets the shit beat out of him, but Lesnar being so cocky that gives Cena the opportunity to get the win.
So Lesnar will win the rematch, his rematch clause match, and then he's gonna hold on to it from that point.
Yes.
Until
Yeah.
let's see. So who else do you think is a grab for like first round, second round drafting? Who should people be paying attention to?
Well, title holders like the Usos, if they can grab both of them.
You don't think their days are numbered as tag champs?
It might be. That's the tricky part. That's the tricky part with the titles.
If their days are numbered, who do you think is going to win the tag champs next?
The Dust to Dust.
Do you think there's going to be any surprises this season as far as new wrestlers coming into the main roster?
I've heard about the Ascension being brought up. They just lost the tag titles at the Takeover show.
So it makes sense.
There's a possibility that Tyler Breeze,
You
Okay.
you like this Tyler Breeze?
yeah, he's dope.
Yeah.
Some were saying Charlotte, but she still has the championship. But that didn't matter because like Paige, she had the title and she came in, so she's
Hadn't
possible.
she just lost it now? Oh no, they vacated her or something
Yeah.
when she won it. Who do you think will be a huge disappointment this season? Like, who do you think people will be drafting that won't be worth a draft pick?
Maybe Ziggler, or shoot. What's the thing? Maybe Sheamus. If he doesn't,
Wow.
if he doesn't,
Sheamus
well, he
has
hasn't been.
dominated every single.
But he hasn't
season
been.
he's
He hasn't
on.
been in certain shows. So if he's disappeared at some point, he won't be good enough. But
You're not passing up Sheamus.
I would.
If
I
you
still
have
would.
the
But
opportunity in the second round or anywhere after that.
yeah, he is.
All right, so I think we did a wrap up of the previous season, and we tried to prepare you a little bit, and not too well for this
know.
upcoming season.
Too much. There's too much going on. So
Maybe close it out.
So just remember the wrestling league, the fantasy wrestling league begins September 22nd through TLC pay-per-view. So be ready.
Remember, you can go and set your draft order. So if you're not going to be available in your draft, or even if you just want to prepare for your draft, you can go and set your ranking of the wrestlers that you want before your draft even starts.
Right. And that's it. DropTheBelt.com. Wrestle the world.
All right, Jimmy, how much does it cost to play Drop the Belt?
$9.99.
No, it's a lot cheaper than that.
Oh wow. How
It's
much?
$4.95.
$4.95.
That's right.
What is it?
DropTheBelt.com is the #1 wrestling fantasy league
On the internet.
on the internet. DropTheBelt.com is the #1 wrestling fantasy league on the internet. I can't remember anything else after that. DropTheBelt.com is the #1 fantasy wrestling game on the internet.
That's awesome. How much does it cost?
$4.95.
No.
DropTheBelt.com is the #1 fantasy wrestling game on the internet.
How much does it cost, Jimmy?
$9.99.
No, it's a lot cheaper than that.
How much?
$4.95.
$4.95. And that's it. Goki. Drop the belt to the belt.
No, don't the rest of the world.
Drop the belt. Rest of the world. Oh, DropTheBelt.com. Rest of the world.